morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have a dear friend. I don't know how many years I have known this woman. I'm going to say it's probably been at least 15, 16, 17 years. Please join me in welcoming Andrea Smith. You are the president of the Park Board of Commissioners for our beloved Metro Parks. Welcome to the comfy couch, my dear.
Thank you very much, Amanda. It's great to be here.
It is great to be here. And I can remember when I had your dad on, because
Yes.
he was on with the years ago for the October Art Month
Yes.
studio walk.
Yes.
And your dad is doing well, yes?
No, I'm sorry. He passed in 2019.
Oh my goodness, I did not know. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
So his art and his memory live on, don't they?
Yes, and we actually were graced to be part of the Tacoma Art Walk in his memory this year.
Oh, I love that. That was one of the reasons why I asked. My goodness. So, my dear, you were elected by the Park Board in November of 2011. Wow. Okay.
I know, time flies.
I'm dating myself. And you were recently selected by your colleagues as the president. Big round of applause. What inspired you to get involved with Metro Parks? Because you have had very demanding day jobs.
Yes, so I'm a banker by trade. I still am. My next door neighbor was a strong supporter of parks. And she said, well, you know, your kids are playing in the parks and they're taking swim lessons. And, you know, I think you need to be more involved. And so I became part of the foundation that supported parks. And then from that, when they got older, it's like, okay, the kids are out of the house. I can give back in a different way. And so decided to run for park commissioner.
And here you are.
Here I am, 10 years later.
That is impressive. So where are the Park Board meetings for people who perhaps don't know, and are they open to the public?
Yes, they are open to the public. We are actually in hybrid. So you can Zoom in or you can come in person, and we're at 4702 South 19th across from Fred Meyer.
There we go. It doesn't get any easier than that. Metro Parks is always helping us to learn, play, and grow, as we say. Proposition number one, Metro Parks has on the ballot at the election that's coming November 8th, and I hear it's all about a levy rate. Can you tell us, first off, for people who don't know, what a levy is and what voters are being asked to vote on?
So a levy is how we get our money from the taxpayers from property taxes. And our legal limit is 75 cents per thousand of assessed value. That rate has eroded over the last 13 years to now we are only getting 46 cents per thousand.
Oh my.
And that's just because of the way the tax structure has been done by the state legislature. So we need the operations and maintenance money.
Absolutely. You know, the parks that we have in the city of Tacoma are stellar parks. I believe that there is a park for every person in this city. And during the pandemic, I know that my heart broke because I couldn't get out into my beloved Wright Park. But I know it was even harder on all of you because you couldn't be in those parks and keeping those parks going. So when you get that tax levy support, what does it support for us?
So it supports maintenance and operations. So it allows us to go back to cutting the grass in the park more frequently than what it has been, because it's a staffing problem. You know, we don't have enough people. It will also then be for safety. As we all know, crime, as Mayor Woodards was talking, crime has not been good to Tacoma.
Yeah.
We will then be hiring park rangers, and so they will be throughout all of the parks. There was a photo earlier there of our former park ranger, and that will then also be supported by the levy, because we have paid more money than we ever thought we would ever have to support security in our parks.
Yes, and that's having a park ranger is kind of cool. I can just see the kids like gathering around and wanting to try on the hat and all kinds of great learning opportunities happening with those park rangers. Let's talk about trash in a good way. And I've been seeing the news, of course, how there's more vandalism, more crime in Tacoma. And obviously, safety comes into play here. So what is Metro Parks doing for us in terms of helping to make it safer for us in our parks?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we will be then having park rangers. And rather than paying a third party, they will be our own employees. And so they will be educated on what else is going on in parks. They'll know what our rules are. And they will be uniformed without carrying weapons. Anyway,
Good.
uniformed park rangers, just kind of like you see in the national parks, to educate about what's going on in the parks. In terms of the trash, we actually pick up 8 garbage trucks worth of trash every single week out of our parks.
Eight garbage trucks full every week.
Yes.
Wow, I could not have guessed that.
Yeah.
Because I don't see you do it, so I know it must be after hours or when people really are not
Well,
there.
and early in the morning. So I drive by Senator Rosa Franklin Park every morning, and there's someone out with their little grabber walking the park, picking up trash.
Boy, I'll tell you what. When we care that much about our parks, Metro Parks Board is doing a good thing. You also are known for out-of-school care for youth. This is something that's very important. There's a crisis of available and affordable child care, and it's causing a lot of financial stress for our families. How does the levy address this?
So one of the things that was started prior to the pandemic was Beyond the Bell. And so that was different types of programs at the elementary schools. With the pandemic, we have actually expanded that to all 36 elementary schools and along with 11 middle schools. So there are after-school activities, not just sports, but also arts and crafts, different things to extend the school day so parents don't have to worry about their school-age children walking home to an empty house. And the fee is basically pay what you can afford.
Oh,
if you
lovely.
can't afford, it's free. You are welcome to participate.
My goodness, I just can't even begin to tell you that as a parent how that would make me feel, knowing that there was a place for my child to go after school, where they were taken care of, where their interests and their needs were met, and they were also safe. It's those kinds of programs that allow people to flourish, allow people to be promoted, as Mayor Woodard said. They give people spiritual breathing room in our community. Because if you don't have childcare, it makes it very difficult to hold down a full-time job, especially if you're a single parent. Who do you depend upon? Well, along comes the co-parent of Metro Parks, and you can depend on Metro Parks.
Yeah, high school age basically act as assistant coaches. So
Yes.
they're also learning skills at the high school level.
I love that. So November 8th is coming just around the corner. I mean, here we are, it's October 20th already, especially for voters. And I got my pamphlet in the mail the other day. How can people find out more about this levy?
So Metro Parks Tacoma /vote, I think is and I'm sure they'll put it on the screen shortly.
Yep, they have been.
And so the ballots get mailed to all of our citizens October 21st. Metro Parks also has a informational flyer that will also be mailed this weekend to constituents. And we just want to encourage people to do a good job of reading it, see if it makes sense to you, and educate yourself about what's on the ballot.
So when was the last time that we passed a levy?
In 2010.
Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah, and so at that point in time, we were at 75 cents per thousand, but like I said, that has eroded, so now we're only able to collect 46 cents per thousand.
My dear, you continue, when we talk about good news, you continue to evolve, you continue to give back to your community, and I have loved watching you grow over these years.
Thank you.
I know that in 3 years we might need a new mayor, so perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's not going to happen for you.
That's a huge, huge commitment, and I'm amazed at the work that Mayor Woodard has done, but not for me. That's way more complicated.
Well, I think you're cut out of the same piece of cloth, so time will tell. Thank you for being here on the comfy couch today.
Thank you also, Amanda.
My pleasure. Tacoma City Ballet is going to be in the house when we come back. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back after this quick break.